Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Earlier this week we looked at the Formula 3 grid for 2022. Now here is 11 more teams who will be appearing in Formula 2. And that series kicks off on the same weekend, so let's take a look at that grid too. Now this is only one step below Formula 1, so obviously there's no complete garbage here. These are 22 young talented drivers hungry to get into Formula 1. So remember to subscribe and leave your comments below. Name your champion. Van Amersfoort Racing. Just like in Formula 2, this team is taking the place of HWA Race Labs, and they have kept Jake Hughes around for what may be his first full season. He's had sporadic drives with HWA over the last couple of years, and has one single points finish in 10 races. He's been around forever though, and has won races in GP3 and Formula 3. He'll never make it to Formula 1, but if you keep him all year, he will score some points. He's joined by Amaury Cordeel. The Belgium has survived some controversy over the winter, but ignoring that, he was bang average in Formula 3 with Campos last year, so expect that. Charouz Racing Systems. Enzo Fittipaldi returns for the team, having spent the back end of last year in Formula 2 with Charouz, as well as the first half of Formula 3. He wasn't a world beater in either series, but he did get a podium in Hungary in Formula 3 and scored points in Formula 2. He is a former Italian Formula 4 champion, and he bears the Fittipaldi name. He could score points for the team. Maybe a lucky podium somewhere. Cem Bullock-Bazzi is the esports star turned real life race driver. Mostly he has raced in GTs, but won on his Euro Formula debut last year with Van Amersfoort and finished 5th overall, despite missing 9 races in the series, so surely one to watch. Well, he did struggle in Formula Regional Asia earlier this year, and he wasn't great in that series in 2021. Jury's still out, but similar to Fittipaldi, I think the odd points finish here and there for Bullock-Bazzi. Trident. The team that won the team's title in Formula 3 are usually pretty hopeless in Formula 2. They've grabbed Richard Verschoor from Charouz, and he is a Formula 2 race winner. Being in a Trident makes that more difficult, but I do think the Dutchman is a good driver. Australian Caelan Williams, on the other hand, he only got 1 podium in 2 Formula 3 seasons for Genza, and only scored points in 2 other races. That podium is his only podium since 2017, and this is going to be a massacre. Williams will need counselling after this season. Dams. Roy Nissany is starting his 4th season of Formula 2 racing. Last year was his best year, even getting on the podium and finishing 16th overall. Dams must be sadomasochistic, or more likely, Nissany has a lot of cash, hence why Williams have employed him. He's not very good, will never be very good. If he breaks for top 15, I'll get his face tattooed on my arm. He's joined by Red Bull Jr. Ayumu Iwaza, who makes his debut in the series. He did well in Formula 3, took a win for High Tech, and I can see him beating his more experienced teammate. Campos Racing. Ralph Buchon first raced in this series back in 2017 with Campos. He scored no points and had drives with MP and Trident before returning to Campos at the end of 2020, and even chucked in a couple of podium drives. He will score points but seems to be cursed to stay in Formula 2 forevermore. Ollie Caldwell also raced for the team at the end of last year after a disappointing Formula 3 season with Prema, although he did take 1 win. He hasn't scored points yet, so that will be the goal. Pretty standard stuff for Campos. MP Motorsport. Clement Novalak is a fantastic young driver. The Frenchman may not have taken a win last year in Formula 3, but he still managed to finish 3rd and put in some stellar drives. His move to MP Motorsport last year didn't go great. He didn't score points and finished 14th 3 times in 6 races, but he is a good enough driver to turn it around. He will score points, get a couple of podiums, maybe even take a chance win. Felipe Drogovic returns to MP Motorsport, having raced for them in 2020, taking 3 wins. Last year with Uni Virtuosi was about on the same level, no wins but a few podiums. I expect him to match that this year, top 10 but just. ART Grand Prix. Theo Pourchaire was the breakout star of 2020, and he was only 16 for most of it. His Formula 3 season with ART, taking 2 wins and finishing 2nd in the championship, was good enough to get him a promotion to Formula 2 at the end of the year. And in 2021 he took 2 wins and finished 5th overall. He is going to do better than that in 2022, a real title contender. Joining him is Danish driver Frederik Vesti. He's finished 4th in both his Formula 3 campaigns, first with Prema and then with ART, who he sticks with in 2022. Could get some surprise results, maybe knock on the door of a win. High Tech Grand Prix. Liam Lawson has jumped ship to Carlin and has been replaced by Marcus Armstrong. I once thought this young New Zealander was going to be a big thing, but Formula 2 has proven a tough nut to crack. He finished second in Formula 3 for Prema in 2019 before getting 2 years with ART and DAMS in Formula 2. He took a win last year but has finished 13th both years. Interesting to see what he can do in a high-tech in 2022. Juri Vips returns for a second year with the team. The Estonian is a Red Bull reserve driver and took wins for high-tech in 2021. He is one to watch, could knock on and get in title contention. Carlin. Last year I said Logan Sargent was finished in Formula 3. I was right, technically. I just didn't expect him to get a Formula 2 drive. I thought he'd be at the Indy 500, serving hot dogs. He took 3 wins in Formula 3 but was unimpressive, even when armed with a Prema. The American is going to be midfield at best. Joining him, as mentioned, is Liam Lawson, a top talent who I think will be champion. He is really good. He was unlucky a lot last year with high-tech, but if he can keep it on the track, he'll be a threat at every race. Virtuosi Racing. Zhou Guanyu has finally left the team after 3 seasons for the green grass of Formula 1. Felipe Drugovich is gone too, so an all-new team for Virtuosi. Jack Doohan was second in Formula 3 last year. He's a very good racer, the son of a 5-time motorcycle champion in Mick Doohan. I guess it's in his blood. He's going to tear it up with Virtuosi, and he is joined by Marino Sato, who in 2019 dominated the Euro Formula Series, before joining Campos and then Trident in Formula 2. So far in 53 races, he has scored 2 points. Trident aren't great at this level, but that is pitiful. He'll do better here, but midfield I think. Prema Racing. Finally, Prema. Well, they snatched Norwegian superstar from themselves. The Formula 3 champion moves up to Formula 2 after winning the title for Prema. He is a very good driver, but it may take a couple of years to get the best out of him at this level. Unlike Jehan de Ruvela, who after 2 years and 3 wins with Carlin, is ready to push for the big time back in the warm, comforting arms of Prema. He last raced with them in 2019, when he finished 3rd in Formula 3 behind Robert Schwartzman and Marcus Armstrong. At Formula 2 level, he's proven to be the better man over the Kiwi, while Schwartzman has done well for Prema, but has probably gone into hiding for 2022. De Ruvela is a great driver, and in a Prema he's going to take wins and be near the top of the table come season end. So that is a list of all 11 Formula 2 teams, starting on the grid in Bahrain this weekend. Who do you think will be champion? Personally, I think Theo Pulcher, Juri Vips and Jehan de Ruvela, maybe Dennis Hager too, are all going to be the challengers. But I'm giving it to Liam Lawson. I think this just could be the year where he ends the bad luck and puts in some top performances. Anyway, tell me I'm wrong and subscribe to the channel. F1 predictions video is next, as well as a Formula 1 review on Sunday. Tell your friends, leave a like, thank you for watching, and have a good one.